Today is day 2 on the Disney Wish. Today is actually Nassau Day, but we weren't planning on getting off the boat because we've both been to Nassau before and there was not really anything that we wanted to see. Plus, it was raining or rainy off and on. There was one point where we actually thought, well, maybe we'll get off after lunch if we feel like it. But then we heard an announcement say, it was probably like around 10 o'clock, and it said the gangway number 1 or level 1 gangway is now closed. Anyone that wanted to get off the ship should have got off by now. So we thought, well, heck,
we lost our chance.
Yeah, we didn't know there was a certain time that you had to get off the boat by. We thought you could get on and off whenever you wanted. We later found out from our table mates at dinner that I guess there was another gangway that was still open. It was just that one that was closed. So here we thought, even if we wanted to go off the ship, I guess we're not going to because we missed it. But you know what? Didn't matter because
there was nothing we wanted to do anyways.
It rained
in Nassau.
And we didn't care. We had too much fun on the ship anyway. So we were up and out of our room a little after 8 o'clock. We went back up to Marceline Market for breakfast. We're just basic breakfast people. We didn't try anything real exciting. I did have some of the smoothies that they make, and I did have some really good like egg fried rice that they have with bacon and breakfast potatoes.
I just had the regular standard breakfast with scrambled eggs, bacon, hash browns. I did get some oatmeal, and they had a really nice bar with dried fruit and nuts you could put on it, so that was tasty.
So the main thing that we wanted to do today was the Incredi-course, which is an inflatable obstacle course. And the Incredi-course, anyone can do it. You don't need a reservation, but on our sailing anyway, it was only offered on Nassau Day between certain times. So you need to check your navigator and make sure if that's something that you want to do, that you go there during those times. There is a height requirement, but little kids were doing it, so it must not be that tall. And one thing that we did learn is that you do need to have socks with you, because we had just our flip-flops on and we weren't too far in line. We just got to the door and saw, oh wait, we need socks. So we went back to the room and grabbed ours and then got back in line, which actually went pretty fast. So after that, we decided that we were just going to explore the ship a little bit. We saw some characters, which is really nice because the characters in the navigator, it does say like times if you want to go meet them, and there'll be a photographer there. But a lot of times they're just roaming around the ship in the public areas. They're not going to be like on the stateroom decks, but they're not always in the grand concourse there by the stairs. Sometimes they're back the hallways and they're just walking around, and it's just really cool to kind of have it be a little surprise, like, oh look, there's Daisy, or there's
go in quick for a picture. There's no line or anything, and then they move along. They keep walking. So
after the Incredi-course and the seeing some characters and walking around the ship, we decided to check out the adults only area. So we went up there to kind of explore. They have the nice cushy lounge chairs. It was a little windy up there, but it actually felt nice because it wasn't so sticky and hot like it usually is in the Bahamas. So even though the weather wasn't what we expected, it was very tolerable and just very comfortable.
And it wasn't raining at that time, so that was nice to be up on the deck.
So we stayed up there for a little bit until it was lunchtime, and we actually ate lunch down on the pool deck. We didn't go back to Marceline Market. And we wanted to try Donald's Cantina, which was a taco bar.
It was so good. Yeah, it was like Moe's, so you just say what the toppings you wanted, and they made you this dish, and it was very tasty.
It really was. You could get tacos or like taco bowls. We both got the taco bowls. So we sat out on the deck. The rain subsided there for a little bit, so we had a nice time sitting out on the deck, eating and people watching and stuff. After that, we walked through the sweet shop, and that kind of inspired us, oh, we should get a dessert. So we did go back up to Marceline Market, and I got like a tart and some kind of like mango mousse thing that I didn't really care for.
And I got some sticky bread pudding that I didn't care for as well.
we didn't sit at a table. We actually sat at one of like the counter areas that overlooked the ocean, and a cast member came up and sat next to us. We didn't know he was a cast member obviously right away. He wasn't dressed in anything, but he started talking to us, and we got to know a little bit about him, and it turns out like he is not even a Disney fan. Like, he's never been to Disney. And we asked, like, so what inspired you to like apply? And he says, well, Disney Cruise contacted me on Instagram because he's a dancer, and they saw some of his clips or whatever and said, hey, do you want to work on the Disney Cruise Line? He said, sure. So he said his contract was 8 months, I think, and he's like 2 months in, I think he said. But he, as much fun as he's having, he said that he's not going to renew. He's going to go to LA after this, I guess. So, hey, I guess Disney's not for everyone. So, after this, we decided, since neither one of us were really wowed with our dessert up there, we did get some coffee, and Lacey wanted to get a beignet. So, we were going to head down to the Bayou, which is Tiana, Princess and the Frog type venue. It's the only place on the ship you can get the beignets, and they have a secret drink menu, and it's really nice. It's really decorated. It's very cute. So we were headed down there, and on the way down, we saw a wedding happening right in the Grand Concourse there by the grand stairs. So with everyone else that was there, we kind of sat down, not with the wedding guests, but we just sat down on one of the seats away and just kind of like watched, and it was very pretty. But anyway, we kind of felt like creepers with everybody else anyway. So we thought, okay, let's take the coffee and like go to the Bayou and get Lacey wanted a beignet. Well, we get there and they say it's closed because the wedding party had rented the location. Which is fine. That's great that they get to have their wedding party there. But when we asked when it would open up again, they said 8 o'clock. So this wedding is at 1, and the Bayou is not opening again till 8. Like, I'm very happy that they were able to have their party there. But for being such a short sailing, because it was a 4-day sailing, and to have such a popular venue closed that long, I thought was kind of, it was disappointing for the other 3,000 guests that might want to visit that location. So that was a little disappointing. So we had to take our coffee and walk somewhere else. We did find some other little activities to kind of participate in. We saw
some of the making of the wish, so that was cool.
Yeah, and we did watch some kind of DVC event that was going on. But soon after that, it was time to go get ready for dinner. It is Pirates Night.
But for dinner, it was Marvel themed. So we went back and got ready for that to go to dinner. And on the way, we did see a few characters.
Yeah, they're dressed in their little pirates. Yeah. We did have early dinner, I will tell you that. And for us, that was a good choice. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but we enjoyed that. It was Marvel night, and we're not Marvel fans, so a lot of the theming and the interactions and stuff were just kind of lost on us. So, but the food was very good.
It was very good.
For the appetizer, I got the dill and lemon marinated shrimp. That was good. And I got the hearts of palm with cilantro, lime, and Infinity Stone popcorn.
How was that?
I don't even know. It was just like the colored popcorn that like you get at the parks. But honestly, I don't know, it wasn't even that good. And it came like in a little ramekin. I don't know how it goes with hearts of palm and cilantro. I don't know. But
for my appetizer, I got some sauteed mushrooms, and they were very tasty.
For the salad, I had the heirloom tomato salad. It wasn't really what I thought it was. It was just like a regular salad and had some tortilla chips in it.
And I had an iceberg wedge salad, and that blue cheese dressing was very good.
For the soup, I had the creamed potato soup with carrots, celery, and knockwurst, which was kind of chewy. The soup itself was okay.
And I didn't have a soup, so I chose 2 entrees, and I got the ricotta gnocchi and a tuna steak, and they were both very tasty.
And for my entree, I had the golden mystic pasta with caramelized scallops, and that was really, really good. I didn't end up eating all of the pasta because it was a lot. It doesn't look like you get a lot because they make it all fancy and stuff, but it was very good.
And for dessert, I wanted to do a redo, so I tried the sticky date pudding, and I really enjoyed this much more than my afternoon one.
And I had the key lime pie, which you can never go wrong with key lime pie.
And then we shared the donut sundae, which was very tasty. Marina doesn't like donuts, so I took care of that part. But we shared the ice cream, and it had caramel and peanut butter in it, I believe, and it was pretty tasty.
Yeah, it was. I like the peanut butter ice cream. After that, we went back to the room again so Lacey could put her pirate dress on. She had a really cute pirate dress. I decided that I wasn't going to put my pirate dress on, so I just stayed in what I wore to dinner for Marvel. After that, we did go down to the concourse on the stage area. They had a little pirate show with the characters in their pirate outfits. So we saw Chip and Dale and Minnie and Mickey, Goofy, Pluto. And after that show, we headed to the main stage theater in the Walt Disney Theater.
And we saw the production of The Little Mermaid. And of course, we had to get a refill on the popcorn bucket. And I got a glass of wine.
We had a little bit of time after that show ended before the next show started at 10:15, which was like the live pirate show up on the top deck with the fireworks. So we decided to head back to the room and change because it was a little chilly outside. The wind was blowing and we wanted to grab a sweater to be up on the top deck. And so on the way, we actually saw photo ops with Pirate Mickey.
And we also saw Minnie.
So that was fun to see them all dressed up and actually be able to take pictures with them. So after grabbing our sweaters, we did head upstairs. We decided that we were going to watch the show from the adults only deck, which actually was a great vantage point. We saw the live music and the pirates dancing around and stuff, but then we also got a really good view. Well, I guess everyone on the ship got a really good view of the fireworks. We were kind of worried about if they were going to go off or not just because how the weather had been all day, but it turned out that they were able to do them and they were fabulous.
It was a great show.
It really was. It really was. So after that, I believe we just, did a little bit more. We watched Disney trivia. I think we didn't participate because we came into it late, and then we were able to watch the Heard That game.
Yeah, that was really fun.
So we did that, and
then we called it a night. So that was our second day on the Disney Wish.
All right. See you next time.